Welcome back, Family Conscious Inclusive, to this episode on a talk from the inside of this life, I should say. If you're an Isha meditator or if you have certain emotions to Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev and Isha Foundation, I think you should possibly stop, because if you're not okay being an openness to take kind of a criticism or just an individual's point of view, I think you should stop the video here. You guys should have heard Sadhguru talking, saying, Isha Foundation is run by volunteers and, he cannot fire anybody. So does Isha Foundation, fire people? Yes, they do. With the smallest of being sick, somebody being sick, to falling in love, or just smoking a cigarette. You can just be fired. I used to live with 200 rupees that somebody sent me for soap and brush. I dedicated my life to Isha Foundation, but they very much disrespected this piece of life. Very unfortunate. This is my story. So I happened to, accidentally happened to get to know Sadhguru one day on a WhatsApp forward, in fact. And I clicked on it. It goes to YouTube, and I'm like, okay, who's this old man talking? And this is my time where I'm just gone from the material world. People kind of flipped and said I've gone insane. So I watched the video and I'm like, alright, who's this old man talking the same kind of shit I'm trying to talk about life. And in case if you missed the video, I've put the link here. You can check it out. And so I happened to go to Isha Foundation and get to do the program called Inner Engineering. So these are my days, my first days when I moved to an ashram. I just wanted to spend some time with this piece of life. I wanted to explore, because all this time it's been a compressed life that I've been living of a whole lot of material thing, and I went looking for answers, and spiritualism opened even before Sadhguru and Isha Foundation. And this was my time to explore yoga. This is my opportunity, I would say. So I took time off, and at home it was in the cold scene. I was asked to get out of my house and not to come back till my dad is dead. So I packed my bag and I don't have a bank balance, nothing. So I'm just living on Isha Foundation. They give you food and place to sleep, of course, for the volunteering time you spend. But what about toothpaste and soap? At least soap is okay, but toothpaste, otherwise people can smell your stink 1 kilometer, away. So he doesn't give you all the basics. It's just the food and place to stay. I have no complaints and stuff. It's been a very nice experience. I spent about 9 months out there. So the reason why they kicked me out is because I smoke ganja. For me, it's very simple. Shiva has to happen. Shiva just happens from anywhere. So Shiva's prasad had to come from even Kashi. So that's where it all happened. Of course, it is a prasad for me, and that's how it is. So if Sadhguru talks about he never to have smoked ganja, and ganja is for cows to eat, yeah. You go to Manali, you would find cows eating ganja. That's a different story. But if you say that you never know to light a matchbox, then it's a very stupid thing for somebody to pick that up. Maybe I can agree to he never have smoked in this life, because my dad has never smoked a cigarette or never drank alcohol or any of that. So I can agree to that, but he should not be talking about saying he knows about how smoked up effect is. That's where the problem is, So for me it was like, sure, if prasad has to happen, it will happen. So for me, even Manala happened just from nowhere. It's not that I'm going looking for something, it's just that. But when the scene happened, they manhandled me. Like, they tried to break my hand, break my fingers, whole lot of things. They did a very cruel thing. But I was keeping my cool just because of people. Otherwise, for the thing that they tried to do to me, I would have broken their nose. And said, put another case on me. They could have just, all they would have had to do is put it to the police. They never did that thing because it's reputation or something, and they wanted to dig out a whole lot of things. But they beat up, they manhandle people. At least I don't know about me. There's a lot of respect. At least Swamis didn't touch me. It is the full-time volunteers. They went mad. They really don't know what it is. Trust me, guys. And that was a very bad experience for me. I mean, I don't have complaints about the time I lived in Isha and stuff, but if you're saying you don't fire volunteers, you do. They have something called as all rules are my rules kind of a thing. So they give you a rule book when you go for volunteering. Nothing would be mentioned. It's just the basic rules, but suddenly, you're seen smoking a cigarette, you get fired. You see you fallen in love, you get fired. Somebody falls sick, they don't want that to be spread to other people, so they fired you. And for me it was ganja, and they forcefully made me write a whole lot of things saying, okay, I've done this, and they made me sign a letter or something. I'm like, I'm done with you guys, man, just let me go. They kept me captive with two boxes or something the whole night. It's very crazy. But I saw Swamis beating up employees for smoking up there. There's a rule, you have to give the whole rules one shot. It's not like how you do it, but it's a very cruel thing. I don't know why, but I felt like talking about it from the inside. I have all the gratitude, thank you very much, but there are things, if you really didn't want people, you could have just let them go, or put them to the cops, filing a case, rather than you touching people and thinking they're your property and beating them like dogs and pigs, thinking they will not react. It's my unfortunate thing is there are people, so I'm a very compassionate person. That's the only problem. Otherwise, things would have been very different for people right there. But it's been a cool experience. I don't disagree on that, because only growth happened even after that. So it's pretty nice. So if Sadhguru says, he doesn't fire volunteers, he does, and he manhandles people. He says, look at everybody as Sadhguru, but he just doesn't have thing to look at another person as Sadhguru. So Shiva smokes, no problem. Sadhguru smokes, no problem. Anybody else smokes, that's a problem. And they also, spoke about my face looking like a drug addict. I can't help it, guys. I have my grandfather's nose sitting right there. And, they also made up a thing saying I'm the drug supplier for, for all the people out there. Unfortunate. I used to live with 200 rupees that somebody sent me for soap and brush. I dedicated my life to Isha Foundation, but they very much disrespected this piece of life. Very unfortunate. But I have no complaints. I just wanted to, have this shared. And thank you for the exchange of energies through this episode, guys. And for the ones who are new, my name is Arun Kuningat, and all I talk about in my channel is why this piece of life needs to be paid enough attention to. So you can get started right there. Hit that subscribe and smash that bell for the latest every week. Until I meet you in the next episode, I hope we get that little food to eat. If you missed out my video on what is hunger, the link is right here. Until we meet next, please do take care of yourself. Self-time, self-care, and self-attention. Much needed, guys. Om Namah Shivaya.